Have you ever had a situation where you suddenly had to take on a massive responsibility at work? This could be the case with Buddy Hield in his first year with the Warriors. In this case, this isn't just any work project, but the NBA playoffs. In recent playoff games, Hield, since entering the starting lineup, has stepped up in a larger role, but now could be even more essential. I'm going to take a deeper dive into how Hield's impacting the Warriors and why he could play such a huge role the remainder of the postseason. Replacing a franchise legend and one of the greatest shooters of all time in Klay Thompson was always going to be tough. Though if you're looking to replace Klay's shooting, you can't do much better than Hield. Since entering the NBA, only Stephen Curry has made more threes than Buddy, and he shot just under 40% from deep for his career. Though now, Hield might also have to replace Curry. After a vintage fourth quarter to close out Game 7 versus the Rockets, Stephen Curry started off hot in Game 1 against the Timberwolves. Early into the second quarter, he had already scored 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting while making 3 triples, though he left the game early with what was reported as a hamstring strain. The Warriors have since announced that Curry has a grade 1 strain and will be sidelined for at least a week. Unfortunately for the Warriors, the games in this series will be played every other day, so even if Curry misses exactly a week, that will mean the earliest he'd return is for Game 5. This is where Hield comes into play. As I alluded to in my video previewing the Warriors-Rockets series, the Warriors, aside from the greatest shooter we've ever seen, don't have a ton of outside shooting. This is why Hield, who is one of the NBA's premier shooters in his own right, becomes even more important, as there's even more of an emphasis on his own shooting and what he could provide off the ball. This regular season, there were only 5 players who had at least 50 possessions coming off screens, where that action made up for 15% or more of their offensive possessions. Hield and Curry were 2 of them, and Buddy has shown he can score out of this in multiple ways. Draymond Green has crossed half court and is ready to pass the ball to Jimmy Butler, and Hield, defended by Mike Conley Jr., is near the right wing working towards the corner. After Draymond sets a quick screen for Jimmy, this is where the play starts to unfold, as he's running directly to set a screen on Conley to create space for Buddy. Hield comes off the screen and catches the pass from Butler, but this isn't an instance where he's going to shoot immediately, as he has downhill momentum and some size on his defender. Buddy gets downhill, and once he gets a foot in the paint, starts backing down to the shorter Conley. He uses this to create some separation on a fadeaway, but in the process also draws contact, leading to a shot that results in 2 points and the foul. Hield, like Curry, is also a threat to shoot off handoffs, but his movement without the ball can also help create open shots for both himself and teammates. After the Julius Randle miss, Brandon Pajemski gets the ball to Draymond, who is looking to push immediately. For reference, Buddy is standing around the right elbow here. As Draymond crosses half court, you can notice Conley and Julius Randle communicating. Conley will be picking up Pajemski, and Randle, trailing the play, will be defending Hield. As Green gets to the 3-point line, notice he looks at Buddy, and it appears Hield will be working his way to the ball to receive a handoff, though after a few steps towards the ball and Randle trying to get in front of it, Hield hits the brakes to relocate. Draymond hits him with the bounce pass, and you can now see that for a high-end shooter, Buddy's created a lot of space here, and he makes the defense pay by hitting the triple. This possession starts with Buddy having the ball before passing it to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy sizes up Jabari Smith, but as he does this, notice that Stephen Curry is working his way towards the paint, and Hield is out towards the right slot. Once Steph approaches the right elbow, Jimmy starts getting downhill, though look what's happening as a result. Buddy is starting to move towards the right wing, and Dillon Brooks, who is playing off Hield to potentially help on the Butler drive, will have ground to make up. Though after a quick lunge by Brooks, Jimmy knows exactly what to do, and gets it to Hield, who has enough space to make the defense pay before knocking down the 3. As Jimmy Butler is ready to receive the handoff from Kevon Looney, Hield is in the paint and is the Warriors' primary shooting option on the floor at this time. Now as Butler gets situated, Buddy is quickly running to the perimeter to come off a screen from Looney. Though now that Hield has the ball off the catch, notice how the Spurs' defense is in a bind. His initial defender is still recovering, and Looney's defender doesn't want to fully commit to the rolling big man in case Hield takes a shot. As a result, Hield makes a quick bounce pass to Looney, and now you can see the advantage forming. Not only did another defender rotate into the paint and help, but notice that Jonathan Kuminga, who was in the left corner, now has a clear path to cut to the rim. This won't show on the stat sheet, but the shooting threat Hield provides played a role in this, and he gets the hockey assist on the cutting dunk by Kuminga. Now here's an interesting wrinkle. Hield, who has never been known for his defense, has played a big role with his effort on that end. Of the Warriors' 8 most efficient three-man lineups that have played 50 or more minutes together these playoffs, Hield is in 6 of them. Most importantly, given what the Warriors could be dealing with the next week or so, there are a few common lineups with Hield in here that don't include Curry. In this instance, Hield is picking up Fred VanVleet, and as he gets downhill, is sticking stride for stride with him. Though as Fred's making a pass, you could see Buddy's moving to switch on to Jabari Smith, where he's giving up size. Shortly after, Jabari gets the ball and is facing up Hield, who is giving up half a foot in height here. While Smith sizes everything up, Buddy gives him little room to operate and forces him to step back behind the three-point line before trying to get downhill. Though Hield is right there with him before Smith stumbles and loses the ball, which results in a turnover. Hield again starts this possession defending VanVleet, but Alperen Şengün comes up to set a screen. As Şengün rolls to the basket, Hield has to switch on to him, as now Draymond Green is defending the ball. Though before VanVleet passes it to Dillon Brooks, you can see Şengün is looking to take advantage of the size difference here by posting up. He ends up getting the ball, but as he attempts getting downhill, Buddy's right on his hip. While Şengün tries to create some space by backing him down, it doesn't work, and it ends up in Hield blocking the layup attempt. So how should we expect Hield to be utilized in the games Stephen Curry will be missing? Offensively, Hield won't be asked to handle the ball as much as Steph, though he can be utilized in similar ways with his ability to shoot coming off screens or handoffs, score off cuts, and creating opportunities by moving without the ball. While the Warriors rank near the bottom of the remaining playoff teams in terms of how often they get in transition, it would make sense to push the pace more, as Hield's very dangerous here with his ability to get out and run to find a good look from 3. The ways Hield's contributed defensively have also been a plus and can lead to some of those opportunities. Jimmy Butler, given his playoff pedigree, will be counted on to rise to the occasion, but the play of Hield with Curry missing time is what I think could be what ultimately decides the Warriors' fate until their superstar returns. If you made it this far, thank you, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my in-depth analysis throughout the 2025 NBA playoffs.